Holy cow. Right off the bat. There we go. There we go. There we go, guys. Number 3. Holy cow. Look at that. Right there. Check out that fatty. Welcome back, fishing friends, to another adventure. All right, guys, I'm up here on this creek. To me, it looks more like a river. Gonna do a little fishing here with my brother. So we're gonna get some catfish line out. We're gonna be fishing for striped bass, maybe even get a gar. But we're gonna have some fun. Hey, if you're new to the channel, thanks for hanging out and stopping by. So I'm gonna be using my usual setup. A couple of 6-foot ugly sticks with 20-pound braid, 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. Then I got the 5-foot ultralight. So I may try to catch some crappie on that. The water is a little low, but it's, you can see a lot of fish moving. There's a gar right there. See him down there. So we're gonna have some fun. And good news, guys, I got all my stuff set up into my classroom, ready to go for school. Water's looking nice. So it's gonna be a great school year. I'm all set. Gonna enjoy teaching social studies as always, and you know, I'm excited about that. But anyway, let's get back to fishing. All right, I'm gonna get rigged up. I think I'm gonna throw the whopper plopper first, and we're gonna see what we can get with it. All right, guys, I'm throwing the whopper plopper 75. Had some big splashes through and around, so fired right out there. We're gonna see what we can get. I've had a lot of activity with gar hitting this whopper plopper down here in Texas, so we're gonna see what happens. There's tons of minnows down around those logs right there. There's got to be crappie. I may have to switch to the ultralight at some point. But for now, we're going to see if we can get with this. So sometimes when I let it hit, then I'll just let it sit there, and then I'll start cranking. I've had them hit as soon as it hits the water. I've had them hit when I pause. So we'll just have to see how this plays out here. Boy, and it's a hot one already. All right, so we got a chunk of a chicken breast on the line. And then I think my brother, he's gonna throw a Senko. So it's about 9:40 a.m. and we're already sitting at 90 degrees. Oh, come on, this is all kinked up. Hey, I got it. All right, guys, we got something going on this catfish line. We've seen some gar.
Turtle.
Oh. On this side, the water looks a little low.
I think we're going to get battle turtles here quite a bit.
Hey, did you see that? Looked like a beaver jumped in down there. Wow.
Oh yeah, way over there.
There's a big splash. Or he came out of one of the two, got out. All right, so we'll keep fishing. It up to a Mr. Twister. fat curly tail grub. Nothing on the whopper plopper. I was so bummed. I may come back to it a little bit later. Oh, this looks phenomenal in the water. What is this? Did I get snagged on something? So with this, I just do a slow retrieve. Let it do its thing. Yeah, it's looking good. There's a little sandbar out there that I keep feeling. It's like a hump in the middle of the creek there. I call this a creek, but honestly, to me, it looks more like a river. Alright, so I'm going to keep throwing this. Got to get the Mepps out there at some point. Oh yeah, this looks phenomenal. I don't know if you guys can see it down there. Boys, we got action on the catfish rod.
It does look a little bit like a turtle.
We'll see what we got. Dang it.
Hope we didn't chew it all off.
No? Looks like there's something there. Dang, that's stinking turtles. I was sitting here thinking it was going to be either a giant carp, a catfish, or a gar.
You could tell the way he was just plucking at it. He didn't give it a big pull.
Alright, so he's going to fire it back out there. There we go. It's kind of interesting, guys. 2 forestry trucks came through here since we're in a national wildlife refuge. And they went down all the way down there where the bird viewing station is. I think they're checking to, because it's been so dry, they don't want prairie fires to get fired up. Now there has been some rain lately because the water isn't terribly low, but I think there's still some concern. When I was coming back from Iowa, the median, when I was in Oklahoma, the median on the interstate was on fire up kind of by Paul's Valley on I-35. That was crazy to see. It was only about 6 inches high, but I mean, it was a huge area that was burning. And ironically enough, there wasn't much smoke. Alright guys, I switched to this little Arky Lures jig, and I got a little craw trailer on there. So I'm flipping it at all the good spots. It's weedless rig, and the other thing with this is I like to drag it along the bottom too. And just kind of let it do its thing. Balance bounce it along, and then sometimes I'll give it like a little bit bigger jerk right along this log and the log that's under the bridge. Ooh. Was that a snag? I think it was a snag. For a minute there I thought I had a fish down there. There's a ton of little bait fish hanging around that log. There's some gar that just keep going up along the shoreline there. This is that spot in those other videos where I kept catching those striped bass and the crappie. Alright, so I'm going to keep flipping this around and we'll see what we get. Alright guys, maybe hooked up on the chicken, the catfish line.
And let go of another turtle.
Dang. We've been seeing a ton of gar and a whole bunch of carp. The main part of the lake is straight down that way. Then it opens up and it heads out into Lake Texoma. It's usually pretty good fishing, but today not much. Alright guys, got a couple bass in here. Oops, that cast was a bust. There's a bass right in front of me. Right down there, a little one. Another one. What is going on here with this? So, we changed locations. We're on a river that it can have trout in it and bass, and I don't think they stock this anymore. Oh, I saw him come for it. And he didn't hit it. Yeah? I had a strike here, but I didn't get him. He beelined over. Did you guys see how cool that was? He came over and hammered it, and I couldn't get him. My brother's over to my right a little bit. I may try to microfish right here. See if I can catch one of these guys. All right, guys, I got the craw on here on my little micro rig. There's not much room to fish in here. Well, they went after it, but nobody bit it. So we'll keep trying. All right, we're hooked up. Oh, and he came off. He came off. Did you guys see that? I'm counting that one. All right, guys, I moved down a little bit. All right, we're hooked up. Check it out. Oop. All right, he made it to the water. Yeah, he fell on the bank, but he's in the water. So I'm counting that one. Well, this bank, guys, is a heck of a lot steeper than you think. All right, guys, so this is spot number 2. Had that bass, but he fell down here. He finally got into the water. But man, this bank is super tricky. It's a cool little river. Check out all that water flowing over there. Got people tubing. This usually has trout in it, but as hot as it is, I'm sure they're not stocking trout in here anymore. Oop, I had a bite there, but I didn't get anything. Just gotta keep her going. Some good sized bass in there. My brother hadn't had much luck. He's had some chase, but nothing really hit. Alright guys, so I've been throwing the spinner. Just not much luck. The best luck I've had was the very first cast with the spinner. I had a bass make a beeline from like 10 yards out and hit it, and that was it. And then on the micro fishing craw, I had the fish here. He fell on the bank. I mean, this is super sketchy, steep. And then he fell through right down there. He was fine. And then I caught a couple of those little ones over there that I didn't get up. But it's a pretty cool little place. Clear water. It's a river flowing through here. It's good stuff. So we're gonna keep trying here and see what we get. Oh, I don't even see this. Wow, that's pretty cool. I don't see any fish in there. It's too shallow. Boy, my bushcraft buddies would love this. There's some people camping in here, and they've got hammocks. So we're up in Oklahoma and checking out these spots. Sorry for the huffing and puffing, but that's just how it goes. This is, you can't really tell on a GoPro the depth perception or elevation's off, and these briars are a real pain to deal with. Here we go. It's like these little thorns that come off of these vines. Oh. All right. This is where we were before, where I had some good luck. Ish. So we're gonna try with the craw again. Well, there sure is a lot of cabbage in here. Let's see how steep it goes up in there. So for my bushcraft buddies, you got water, you got cover. There's a fish right there. His nest is right here. Let's see if he does anything. I'm bouncing this in his territory. There he goes. Look at him. He doesn't want me there, but he doesn't. Oh, caught on a stupid leaf. But he doesn't move me out of there. He just kind of pokes at me. Hopefully the heck cam's picking that up. He's just sitting there watching. It's cat and mouse 2.0. I had cat and mouse like this with a bass one time in a video. Go for it. You don't want me on there. He didn't grab me and take me away. Weird. Usually they grab it and try to haul you away. He's not doing that. All right. Enough of that. You guys don't want to watch cat and mouse all day. We're here to catch, actually catch something. He swims out as soon as I move. Yeah, I know you can catch trout in here, but there's no way they're stocking this in this heat. The water's probably low to mid 70s if we're sitting here in the 90s, because it is spring fed, or maybe it's cooler. Uh-oh. My brother just lost one. There's some have been chasing. There we go. All right, guys, I felt a hit, but nothing was on there. Still working this spot here. Yep. That's what the little craw looks like. Hopefully you can see it on a trout magnet. Man, this is beautiful stuff. This is where a guy put his inner tube in right over here, and then he floated by. He had a blowout on a flip-flop, so he had to borrow my pliers to fix it. I was like, sure. So there are fish in here. They're not very big, but it kind of reminds me when I was fishing for Guadalupe bass down around the Austin area. They're about this size, not very big. Kind of a skittish fish. All right, guys, I switched to the Anisoptera. Did I get him? There we go. There we go. It's a decent sized little bass here. Not very big, but for this place it's good. Pretty cool. Let me get some different scenery in the background. All right, let's let him go. There he goes. Boy, it's been tough here, guys. It's high 90s, maybe even over 100. Decent humidity, but this water's nice and clear, which is good. Back up further where the main waterfalls are up here, there's just tons of people inner tubing and swimming, so we had to hike back in here to hit these spots. And even here you got people camping and hanging out. That's what I was saying, it's bushcraft heaven. You got your water source, you got all these places you can camp under. There's some rock faces there you can get up under and camp in, trees for hammocks, although really there's not much flat ground there. But yeah, this little back tributary that goes through here for when the water's up, and there's been some rain, but I mean, you could tell it's low. All right, let's get back to fishing. All right, guys, I'm gonna move over to where my brother is, see how things are going over there. All right, guys, it's gonna wrap it up for today. Man, we didn't have much luck after those ones we caught, but it was still fun just to get out. Boy, it's a hot one out here. All right, we're gonna head in and get some drinks and cool down. Till next time, I'll see you then. Bye-bye.